The son of the last Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi, has been saying the current Iranian regime will fall, insisting it is close to collapse. Speaking at a news conference in Washington, D.C., he vowed to return to his home country.
After invading 5 neighboring countries and sowing chaos across the region, this regime has invaded Iran itself, using foreign terrorists, Hezbollah fighters, Iraqi militias, and other mercenaries to slaughter the Iranian people. This is no longer mere repression. This is foreign occupation wearing clerical robes. Just as Saddam Hussein drowned the marshes in blood and Bashar al-Assad turned barrel bombs on his own children, Ali Khamenei and his thugs have committed mass crimes against the Iranian people and against all of humanity. And just like those other tyrannies, the Islamic Republic will fall. As my compatriots call on me for leadership, I reaffirm my lifelong pledge by stepping in to lead the movement that will take back our country from the anti-Iranian hostile force that occupies it and kills its children. I will return to Iran.
Let's cross now to our US correspondent, James Matthews, who was there through that speech and press conference. James, a lengthy one, a confident performance by Reza Pahlavi, who's very confident in what he had to say about the regime on the precipice of collapsing.
Hi, Matt. Yeah, I mean, he's a man who, has fought the long fight to return to Iran, stating there very clearly that that's what will happen in his view. It is complicated, of course, isn't it? Reza Pahlavi, Crown Prince. He was made Crown Prince in exile by exiled Iranians. He is the son of the Shah of Iran, who was ousted in 1979, of course, and is styling himself the man who would go back to Tehran and lead a fresh government. He came here, spoke about a transitional government, free and fair elections, a referendum. It would be down to the people in terms of the road ahead. But of course, the difficulty is the regime in place and the business of Donald Trump stepping back from a military strike. He was asked a number of times, what about that? What do you want Donald Trump to do? And he rather danced around the question, but it's clear he wants affirmative action. Spoke about how any strike on the Revolutionary Guard would facilitate our task. It would weaken the regime to a point where resistance would be futile. Trump spoke of serious consequences, he said. He didn't think President Trump would throw the Iranian people under the bus. So that's the man who sees himself as the individual who would bring in reform post any fall of the current regime, clearly knocking on Donald Trump's door and asking for a favour. His difficulty is that Trump is reluctant, doesn't necessarily see Reza Pahlavi as the man to lead that country. Said about him a few days ago, he seems very nice, but I didn't know how he'd play within his own country. That's the view of Donald Trump. Part of his difficulty, Reza Pahlavi, is his father, the Shah of Iran, who was no poster boy and was ousted by Iranians at the time. There was a division between rich and poor at the time. He was seen to be increasingly authoritarian. There was a secret police. There was torture. There were executions. That was a point that I put to him in this news conference. Would there be a reluctance amongst Iranians, a fear perhaps that they would be swapping one dictator for another? This was his answer.
First of all, I let historians write history. I'm here to make history, not to write it. Second, you hear the Iranian people standing behind me and calling my name. This doesn't occur incidentally. They have known my track record. They know my unwavering commitment to democracy and human rights. This has been my position the day I started and remains my position to this day. They know they can trust me because I've never seen me waver from this. And ultimately, what I'm trying to make sure is the final element that will prove to the Iranians that are in full control of their own destiny, is to turn power back to them a power that has been taken away from them by this regime, which we are fighting today. That's my commitment, and they can trust me on that.
There you go, Reza Pahlavi, the man who would lead Iran in future. That's the way he says it. He asserted today, I will return to Iran. When that might happen remains an open question.